a notepad, you want to take notes today. If you want a title, the title of my webinar is Secrets of the Wealthy, what the top 1% wealthy do not want you to know. So a couple of years ago, I discovered that the rich are getting richer because they are holding secrets amongst themselves. The secrets and the strategies that were not taught in schools or universities. I discovered these things. I applied it. 3.5 years, I became financially free, and now I'm on a mission to uplift others, because I really believe that when we rise, we have an obligation to lift up others with us. We all are one. And so I really began to bust this wide open, the 3 secrets of the wealthy. So if you guys are excited for these 3 the strategies I'm going to be sharing with you today, let me know in the chat section. Give me a yes. Richard, I'm excited. Let's get this ball rolling. 3 secrets of the wealthy, what the top 1% don't want you to know. Mary's first out the gate, yes. Monique, yes. Sonia, yes. Soran, yes. Activity, yes. Imam, yes. Edwin, yes. Akshay, yes. Julian, yes. Jane, yes. I'm trying to keep up here, but everyone's yes, 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 yes. Tonight, we're going to bust the secrets wide open, because we need more equality of wealth here. We cannot let the top 1% become richer and richer and richer. We need to break that cycle here tonight. Everyone says, whoop, whoop, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. And I want this to be more of a dialogue than a monologue. As you know, last night I said we must have fun. If we're not having fun, what's the point? So I know we're going to speak about money, about investments, but we don't have to be serious all the time. So let's have a lot of fun, and let's engage in the chat section. Awesome. First of all, I want to say well done to you. Well done for showing up. You had me at hello, and you had me at ROI. That's a picture of me there. No, I'm joking. That's Tom Cruise. But you had me at ROI. The number 1 term for investors is ROI, return on investment. So we can start a business, we can start a project, we can have a meeting. At the end of the day, the goal is, what is my ROI here? Return on investment. Because life is short. No longer can we waste any more time. So for an investor, the number 1 term is return on investment. What is my ROI here? So you had me at hello, and you had me at ROI. It's all about the ROI. My goal for this session is simple: for you to get maximum ROI on your time. Because your time is valuable, my time is valuable, and we can never get back time. People say, time is money. That's not necessarily the truth. Time is not money. Time is more important than money. I can make more money. I can't make back time. Money is recoverable. Lost time is not recoverable. So for this, 2 hours we have here together. I need 100% of your focus, 100% of your attention. Let the people in your house know that this is me time. It's me time. It's when you're investing in yourself. This is where you can be selfish, because you got to fill your cup. You cannot help anyone out of an empty cup. So this is your time to be selfish, because when you're selfish, everyone else benefits around you, because now you give out of the overflow. And this was about, this is your time to invest in yourself. So if you have a cell phone, you want to turn it upside down, you want to get your notepad, iPad, and let's get this ball rolling. What makes this different, important? This is not overnight riches or a get-rich-quick scheme. Nothing in this masterclass is financial advice. Always consult external sources before making any financial decisions. Very important. There is a whole lot of people running around there on the internet, and especially now lockdown and corona, with his overnight riches and all the get-rich stuff. If you want to make money overnight, you lose money overnight. There is no shortcut to wealth. Wealth takes time. Wealth is a journey. I'll be speaking about one of my mentors later. He turns 90 this year. 90. He's worth 80 billion US dollars, but he turns 90. Wealth is a journey. Wealth takes time. So if you were hoping for a get-rich-quick scheme, log off right now. This is about building wealth for the future, for the long term. And I know that you guys are in the right headspace to build wealth, because you heard me speak yesterday, and you're like, I want more of this guy. I like this guy. I like his jokes. No, I'm joking. We are here for the meat. For the meat. Last night we got the nuggets. Today we get in the meat. So just a background about me. I have a BCom investment degree from Marty's. From those of you that's from South Africa, you'll know Marty's. I read my first Warren Buffett book in my first year of university. Since then, I've read more than 9 of his books because I'm a big reader. I believe readers are leaders. And I mean, when you read someone's book, you're getting actually their whole life's work in a book. 10 to 15, 20 years of experience in a book. I've not only read it, but I've applied it, and I managed to retire at 24. I'm 32 now, so it's my 8th year of being financially free. And since then, I've launched 3 profitable businesses, and they all run themselves. And I've been invited all over the place to share my story. Heart FM, 1FM, 2 Oceans FM. I've been recently, last year for Youth Day, been invited to be the guest speaker at the National Youth Development Agency. And they said, Richard, we want you to speak about financial literacy. And I'm like, yes, I'm your man, because I had a BCom degree, but I was financially illiterate. So I am your man, and I literally spoke about what is an asset. And I mean, as you guys know from last night, we have to redefine everything. We have to redefine what is wealth. We have to redefine what is an asset. And we have to redefine what is asset income. Because you don't want to be living off active income for the rest of your life. And I really, really love especially inspiring the young people about you got to build assets, not building a fancy lifestyle. Because people with fancy lifestyles, they die broke. They die with debt. People with assets, they die and they leave their family and the world with a legacy, not with debt. So I was explaining just the difference between an asset and a liability. And you think it's common knowledge, but it's not that common. So I really enjoyed that. And I actually met Trevor Manuel for our international audience. He was the first finance minister of the New South Africa in 1994. And we actually had the best years in South Africa is under Trevor Manuel and the late great Nelson Mandela. I have so much respect for them. And when I met Trevor Manuel, I said, what is the most important advice you can leave me? Because I believe success leaves clues. And he said, be careful of mediocrity, because mediocrity is always attacks excellence. For a while, he said mediocre people is always attacks excellence. And I related immediately to what he said, because I don't know if you guys can relate to all the haters that are out there, the haters that are on social media and stuff, and these haters in the comment section. If you have haters, it's a compliment. It means you are doing something, because no one hates on someone that just lies on the couch, eats potato chips the whole day. The moment you step out and you do something, that's when you get haters. And he said mediocre people will always attack people of excellence, because you're exposing them. And I mean, we know these things. If you want to be successful, hang out with successful people. Winners hang out with winners. And and I mean, he was actually the first finance minister of the New South Africa. So just a bit of background, when he became finance minister, he had to take the same resources that was previously is only for 5 million people. He had to share that for 40 million people, and he pulled it off. He pulled it off. He had to have the same resources, but for the whole country, and he pulled it off. And I'm excited because I know there's new leaders that will stand on the shoulders of Nelson Mandela and Trevor Manuel, and around the world, the Martin Luther Kings and the Gandhis. That there's a new generation of we demand leaders of better standards, leaders that put their self-interest last, and it's about the collective. So I'm very, very excited for the future and post-corona, because we will get through this. Humanity is very resilient, so I'm very, very optimistic. So I've done a lot of things right, is as you guys can see that I've just shared now, but I've made a lot of mistakes, and I believe that we learn more from people's failures than their successes. And I know last night I shared a bit of my story, but I just want to touch on my mistakes and my failures again. Yes, I want to speak about my mistakes because we learn so much more from that. Because we got lost in the whole Instagram image now with a glossy image, and people just show the highlights of their life. They don't show the behind the scenes. And that's why I love to share the behind the scenes. And so if you guys want to know my mistakes, my failures, let me know in the chat section. Just right there, Richard. Failures, mistakes, let me know. Let me know. I want to know if you guys are interested. I want to know if I'm speaking here to the right people. I want to tell you guys where I messed up, the things I did wrong. Awesome, awesome. Everyone says, share your failures, share your mistakes, let me know. Because as I said, I was invited by Heart FM, 1FM, 2 Oceans Radio to share how I retired at the age of 24. But I start off with my mistakes and my failures because I wasn't born with money. I never came from money. In fact, I was born with a massive speech impediment. It's all through my primary school and high school. I had to say my speech and orals to my teachers in the classroom, because when I used to stand in front of the class, nothing would come out. I used to just choke on my words. And now I get invited to speak all over the place to just share my story. And so I'm a big believer in that what we go through, there's a reason for it. And the reason is preparation. It's to prepare you for something that's bigger than yourself, than your mind can imagine. Because and so when I messed up in my life, I'm not mad at myself, because that was all I knew at the time. So now when I speak about my failures, there's no shame there, because I knew the reason for it. And it's like, now I can help other people, and we go in full circle now. And that's why I tell people, it's okay if you have money wounds. It's okay if you've been wounded by money. When I share my wounds, that's actually when you get your healing. And that's why we must never hide our wounds from people, hide our scars, share it, because it's when you share your pain that people get healed through that. And so, like I said last night, I received my first paycheck from my first job as a junior Miss Analyst, and I blew it. I completely wasted my first month's salary. And not just my first month, my first 2 years. Money came in, money went out. I was just wasting money because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted the flashy life. I just wanted the status. I just wanted to prove something to people that I fit in, that I belong. And I tried to prove it with stuff. And I landed myself deep into debt. And then, like I shared last night, when I was in the debt space, I didn't know who to speak to, because I was so embarrassed, because I have a BCom degree in investments and finance and I can't budget. I was so embarrassed. And I couldn't speak to the rest of my friends, because my friends was also in debt and broke. It would have been the blind leading the blind. And I was really lost and alone, because I lived the flashy life for 2 years, and all that landed in was credit cards, sky high bills, personal loans, sky high bills, retail accounts, sky high bills. Like, name the retail shop I had an account there. People said, Mr. Harrington, you qualify for so much. I'm like, yes. You qualify? I'm like, yes. I thought I was so important because people wanted to throw credit at me, but I didn't know they wanted to keep me trapped in the system. And so I reached a moment where I realized that I was the one that put myself in this mess. I did the spending. I did the living the vida loca. I did the reckless life. I'm the one that will pick myself out of this. Yes, I can blame the media. I can blame my parents, and my parents can blame their parents, and their parents can blame their parents. We can go all the way back to Adam and Eve. We're all still broke. We need to take personal responsibility. And the day I took personal responsibility was the day my life changed. I went researching because I'm an analyst by nature, and I went watching webinars. I read ebooks. I did online courses. I got a coach and a mentor. And in 12 months, I wiped out all of my debt. All of my debt. And I mean, I was almost 100,000 US in debt. Don't ask me how it happened. I had no kids. I wasn't married, but I was in so much debt. And I wiped it out all in 12 months because I learned two things. I learned how to hack my mindset and how to hack my habits, because people are broke because they have a broke mindset. People are wealthy because they have a wealthy mindset. And in that 12 months, I went on a journey on hacking my mindset and hacking my habits, because it has to happen on both sides. Yes, change starts on the inside out, but then it also has to follow through on the outside. You have to have execution. You have to have implementation. And then after 12 months, I wiped out all of my debt. And then while I was riding home from work, a crazy thing happened. I saw this beggar at the robot. And when I look back now, it was a moment of wisdom. When I saw this beggar, the thought hit me, this beggar also has no debt. This beggar is also debt-free. Because up until that moment, I thought, I wiped out all of my debt in 12 months. I made it. I'm the man. I'm debt-free. But so is the beggar. Then I realized there's another level. It's not just about being debt-free. It's about being financially free. Then I thought, okay, but what is financial freedom? Because many people want to be financially free, but they don't know what it means. And basically financial freedom is when the income of your assets is enough to sustain your lifestyle, so you no longer need a job. So you live off your assets. And that's what I spoke about last night. We've got to know the difference between active income and asset income. See, the 1% wants to keep you in the active income for the rest of your life. So you exchange time for money till the day you die, so you can build their wealth. But once you realize, oh my word, I'll never be wealthy through active income. The only thing that builds wealth is asset income. You never look back. Once you see something, you can never unsee it. And then I realized, okay, I need to get some assets. And I went researching what is the highest yielding asset out there. Because remember, time is so important. You don't want to waste your time in stuff that doesn't grow. So I went researching what is the highest ROI assets, because the most important term for investors is ROI. And I researched everything from unit trust to bonds to money markets to ETFs to Satrix funds to endowment policies, everything, even property. And the number one asset, yielding asset, do you know what it is? For the past 40 years, equities. Equities. But not unit trusts or products, direct listed companies on the stock market. The number one asset in South Africa for the past 40 years, and also in most of the countries worldwide. You'll never find a prosperous nation without a prosperous stock exchange. They go hand in hand. And just on the property thing, many people say, okay, Richard, so what must I invest in? Property or shares? That's like asking, what do you need? Your leg or your arm? You need them both. They all form part of a holistic investment portfolio. And if you go further, you can get property shares, which is your commercial properties, not residential properties. Remember, you only build wealth through investment properties, not residential properties. If you're living in your house, it's not an asset, it's an expense. You got to pay rates, taxes, levies. And people say, yeah, Richard, but when I sell my house, I'm going to make profit. I had my friend that sold a house. He made $1 million. That's R1,000,000. So for our internationals, R1,000,000 rands. That's like 50,000 US dollars. And I said, wow, well done. You made 50K US dollars. When was the purchase price of this house? And he said in the 80s. What? What? It took you 30 years to make 1 million rand. Guys, I meet people and like, Richard, I just want to make my first million. I just want to make first million. Guys, R1 million rand, you can't even buy a house. You got to think about assets, not about the money. When I made my first million, I mailed my mentor, said I made my first million. He's like, Richard, your goal is to make your first US-based million. I was like, holy crap, that's what, 17 million rand. But that's what a mentor does. They lift you up. Someone that's unsuccessful, they want to put you down. They want to tramp on you. When I made my first million, one of my friends says, Richard, be careful. Money is the root of all evil. I said, no. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, not money. Money, you can do a lot of good. Look at all the philanthropists, all the non-profit organizations. You can do a lot of good with money. And I said, but let's go to the root of this. You are saying that to me because you don't have any money. Aha, now we get to the root. You see, someone that's more successful than you will always lift you up. Someone that's less successful than you will always put you down. And now back to that haters on the comment sections on YouTube, sometimes in this webinar jams, it's because they're just projecting. They are projecting their, I don't know what it is, bitterness or jealousy. But guys, there's an abundance out there. There's an abundance out there. Wealth is not a pie that if you make $1 million, you took my $1 million, there's one less slice in the pie. No, wealth isn't a pie. Wealth is a river. The same million that flowed past me is going to flow past you. The question is, are you taking action? Are you dipping in? Because there's an abundance out there. And so that's why when I read the comments in the section, and that's sometimes people that can be mean and offensive, I just bless them. I just respond with this opposite energy. Like we know, you cannot fight darkness with darkness. You switch on the light. So we respond with this opposite energy. So if you get success in your life and you get haters and jealous people, you bless them. You're like, I love you. You are awesome. Thank you. We thank our haters. We thank our haters. And we surround ourselves with people that's more successful than us. Why? Because they lift us up. And we've heard it before. People are like elevators. They either pull us up or they push us down. There's no neutral. And so you got to choose your friends wisely. And I'm not saying if you are, if your family is negative or is haters, you cut them out. No, they are family. We can't choose our family. We love our family, but we can't choose our friends. We can't choose our friends. You have to be so protective of the company that you keep because people rub off on us. And yeah, so I went on a long tangent there, but my whole point was I found that equities had the highest rate of return, and I began to pump my money every month into the stock market. Why? Because I had no longer loans and debt and credit card bills, and I knew if that money lies in my bank account, I'm going to spend it, lift my lifestyle back into debt. So I needed a place to funnel this money, and I put it directly into the stock market, directly. Not unit trusts and products, and wealthy people don't do that stuff. Wealthy people go directly into assets. And I began to be an aggressive investor. It's every month into assets. And after 3.5 years, the returns from my share portfolio matched my salary as an investment analyst, and I resigned. I resigned because I didn't need to work anymore, because the returns of my shares was enough to fund my lifestyle. I'll never forget the day. It was the end of 2012. I was 24, and I replaced my salary. and I resigned. People say, Richard, when do you know is the right time to quit your job? When your investments has replaced your salary. When you replace your salary, then it's the right time to quit your job. Don't quit your job before that. You're going to cause stress to everyone around you. Stay in your job until your assets, the income of your assets replaced your active income. That's when you know it's time to quit. Not when I feel the passion. Be careful of people that says follow your passion and the money will come. I love to pet my dog all day long. Money's not going to come. It doesn't start with you do what you love and the money will come. No, you do what you're good at so you can get the money to do what you love. You see the difference? You don't follow your passion, you follow your skills. Because the marketplace is an exchange of skills. Once you get the money for your skills, then you use that money to fund your passion. And then once you find your passion, then you move on to your purpose. Because your passion is for you. Your purpose is for others. So I really hope you guys are getting this. I'm having so much fun and we're not even halfway here. But let me know in the chat section, what did you guys get from my story? Did you learn anything from my mistakes and my failures? Like I said, my mistakes was bad lifestyle choices, bad friendship circles, financial illiteracy. I didn't know what an asset was. I thought I must get a job and retire and die. I never had a mentor. I never took personal responsibility for my mess. We can play the blame game all day long. We're still broke. We need to take ownership for our mess. And that's the best thing, because if you are now where you are because of the actions you took, that's exciting, because where you're going to be 12 months from now will depend on the actions you take from now. Sanjay said, can you please repeat that money for your passion? Yeah, my brother, sure. It doesn't start with passion, it starts with skills. The marketplace is a reward of skills. We live in the skills economy. No one cares about your occupation, your title, your degrees. No, they care about, can you help me? What are your skills? Is it market ready? Once you know your skills, you sharpen your skills every single day, because no one pays for average. They work hard for their money. For them to exchange their money for your service, they must know that you are the best at what you do. And that's why I tell people, no matter what industry you're in, go for gold, because no one pays for silver or bronze. So you want to sharpen your skills every day, invest in yourself. Like my friend said, Richard, I also want to make my first million. I said, my brother, it's not about the million. It's about, is your skill set worth $1 million? Don't worry about the money. The money is an effect. The cause is your skill. Invest in yourself every day. Till the day your skill is worth $1 million, then the marketplace will exchange it. Because the marketplace is just an exchange of value. So sharpen yourself every day with your number one skill. Then the marketplace rewards you with money. You take that money and you pump it into your passion. Because life is very short. You want to live a life of passion. Once you live life on passion, now you want to live life of purpose, where it's beyond you. Passion is for you. Your purpose is for others. Awesome, awesome. So I learned this the hard way. So I want to see what happened to my screen now. Sorry, guys. I just touched something wrong now. Please bear with me.
Richard, we can see your screen this side.
Yeah, I think it's on my laptop. I went very small now. Let me see what I can press here. Okay. Okay, let's just see how this goes. Okay.
But you can still see the screen, just small.
Yeah, but my slides are like sliced off.
Just let's quickly try something. Give me a sec. If we stop.
Okay, wait, I'm back.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm full screen now. Thanks, guys. I'm crisis averted.
Is the slide sorted now?
Yeah, it's full screen.
Cool.
Okay, we had a short commercial break. Where were we? Where were we? I discovered everything the hard way. It took me 4 years to receive my investment degree. I made a lot of mistakes. I got myself deep into debt. I had a finance job which I hated for 3 years. Guys, I hated my job. It was the most boring thing on the planet. I was an investment analyst, but for one industry for 3 years. I was bored out of my mind. And I read 9 Warren Buffett books. But I got out. After 3.5 years, the returns from my shares matched my salary, and I got out. I set myself free. And this is what I tell people. Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, we enjoy the privileges because of what they fought, and all the other freedom fighters. We have political freedom. But no one will fight for your economic freedom. No one. Economic freedom, you don't fight your way there, you invest your way there. If we fight for economic freedom, an eye for an eye, we're both blind. The only way you get economic freedom is to invest into assets. And like I spoke about last night, there is only 4 assets. Yes, there's a lot of scams out there and junk and garbage and fads and trends, but there's really 4 assets. Number 1, stocks, shares. Number 2, property, real estate. Number 3, businesses, but businesses that you own, not businesses that you manage, not businesses that you're a slave in, not businesses that you're a worker, businesses that you own. And the number 4th asset is you. Your ability to earn a future income is such a powerful asset. Whether you're 20 or 50 or 80. I know a guy that changed his career at 82, and his business is almost 6 figures, 82 years old, because the marketplace doesn't care about your age, doesn't care about your race, doesn't care about your gender, doesn't care about your religion, cares about one thing: skills. Skills, skills, skills. It's an exchange of value. And I did all of this the hard way. I want to know from you guys, who wants to find out the easy way to be financially free? Not the shortcut. There's no shortcut. There's not overnight riches, but the easy way. What do I mean by that? Let's say we're in Cape Town, which is the tip of Africa, and we want to go to Cairo, which is North Africa. You can either take the hard way there, which is with a mountain bike, and we can cycle there, or you can take a jet plane from Cape Town to Cairo. We both will reach to Cairo, but the one will take the hard way, the other one will take the easy way. There is a hard way to getting financially free. Read the 9 books, get the degree, get the coach, get the mentor, make your mistakes, make hundreds and thousands of debt, or there's an easy way. Who here wants to find out the easy way? Let me know. And he's never said there won't be work. I never said there won't be patience. It won't happen overnight, but you don't have to do the hard way. A wise man learns from his own mistakes. A genius learns from the mistakes of others. And this is your opportunity here tonight. Yes, all I can do is be completely transparent with you. Share all my mistakes, all my failures. It is up to you whether you're going to grab it like white on rice. You gotta grab it like gold. People's like, I do, easy way. Come on, oh yes. This is why we have mentors and coaches. So we stand on the shoulders of giants. Awesome. Oh yes, I want to know the easy way. Guys, I'm just loving his interaction in this chat section. I do, please help. I have a question for you guys. What did you do right now if I to write you a check for $1 million US? What did you do with that $1 million? Let me know in the chat section. Yes, Mary says I'm too busy writing. Yes, Mary, come on, write it down. You know that all geniuses had journals. Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, Nelson Mandela, they all had journals. Come on, we got to write, guys. Get those pens, get those iPads. People say invest, 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 invest in stocks. My man, invest in property, so good. Invest in stocks, invest, invest, invest. You know what? Many people think if they just had more money, all their problems will go away. But that's a lie. How do I know that? Because people that have won the lotto, they've done the research, 10 years later, 5 years later, those people are worse off. They're more broke. Why? Because they had money, but they had a poverty mindset. They had a scarcity mindset. You see, wealth isn't something you have. Wealth is something you become. Wealth is a state of being. You first have to become wealthy on the inside, then it will manifest on the outside. Everything is spirit first and then physical. Everything. I mean, even this villa that I'm in now, it started with a thought. Before they laid the first foundation. And a thought you can't see. It's spiritual. Everything starts on the inside. I can hand someone $1 million if they still have a poverty mindset, if they still have a scarcity mindset, if they still have a lack, a stinginess about them, they won't be able to hold on to it. Because if you want to have it completely, you need to become it. And that's why you'll see millionaires, they go bankrupt. They don't care. The next year they make the $1 million back. Because they know inside they can make money. They know inside they can make money easily. If you believe that to make money is a struggle till the day you die, you are right. If you believe to make money is the easiest thing on the planet, you are right. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. Like I said last night, are you an African or an Afrikaant? Are you an American or an Amerikaant? What do you believe? We manifest our beliefs every day. The world without is just a reflection of the world within. I know for many of you guys now, blocks are being removed. Many people, they are their own block. They get money, but they can't hold on to it. They have a great year and then a broke year. Then a great year and a broke year. They have a good month and a bad month. A good month and a bad month. It's this roller coaster. They can't hold on to wealth because they never became wealth. Inside they believe, I don't deserve money. It's fine for that person, but not for me. It's fine for them, but not for me. You discount yourself and then that's what you project. But when you realize, oh my word, abundance is everywhere, even in me, then you begin to see abundance. Then you begin to speak from abundance. But it's a journey of becoming. Like I said at the beginning, this is not overnight riches. As you can see now, this is not sign up here, you'll make money tomorrow. No, we have to change everything. The way we think, the way we speak, the way we act, who we hang out with. If we have a bad belief about money, ask ourselves, where did it come from? And you'll trace it back to a broke uncle or a broke parent or a broke teacher. And it stops tonight. For many people, this is your fresh start. You're like, oh my word, Richard, it's not about the money. It's about the mindset. It's about the mindset. Different mindsets. They've done research. That's not me, so you can't get mad at me. This is research they've done. And they said, the poor think in days. Oh, heavens, if I can just make it till payday. What are we today? If I can just make it till the end of the month, then I'll be fine. If I can just make it till payday. That's a poverty mindset. They think in days. The middle class think in months. What are we now? Middle of the year. If I can just make it till the end of the year, just a few more months, then I can have a nice holiday. Then I can go on holiday. So they live in months. The rich think in years. What is my 5-year plan here? What is my 10-year plan here? What is my 20-year plan here? See, I tell people when you start a business, when you buy your first share, when you buy your first property, always have a 5-year picture, a 10-year picture. Always have a vision. You don't have to have a step-by-step blueprint. No, just have a picture. How will this business look 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What is the vision here? If you don't have a vision, you will work for someone who has one. You will spend the rest of your life building someone else's vision. And I said many times, people spend the rest of their lives building what their parents' vision is for them, what their church's vision are for them, what their boss's vision is for them. But what is your vision. Life is short. Let's not just float around. I meet my friends and they just fine to pay the bills. If I can just pay my rent. And they're just happy to float through life. No. You get one life. Life is short. Let's make it count. Let's live on purpose. Let's live every day on vision. And let's live out that vision. So, the rich, they don't think in days, they don't think in months, they think in years. But we're not just rich, we're wealthy. We don't think in years, we think in generations. We think in generations. What I'm building here, can I pass this down to my kids, to my kids' kids? Can I leave a legacy, generational wealth? This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call old money. Old money. I learned the hard way. I was new in the investment space, this young 20-year-old trying to compete with the 40-year-olds and the 50-year-olds, and I landed myself deep in debt because they had old money. I had new money. New money can never compete with old money. New money needs time to become old money. Time. That's why I said last night, the definition of wealth is accumulation of assets over time. If you want to rush things overnight, you go broke overnight. Many people lose money because they look for shortcuts. And they don't want to put in the time. Wealth takes time. Wealth is like farming. You sow your seed, and every day you are watering it until one day your harvest comes in. But what do people do? They sow their seed, and the next week they look out the window, nothing's happening. The next morning he's in the sand there, and they're digging the soil. Where's my seed? Where's my seed? No. Gotta leave it. Leave it in the background. It is asset income, not active income. When people think every day you must be hustling, you're hustling. That's a broke mindset. Don't get me wrong, you start out hustling and grinding, getting the capital. But it is for asset income. Some people hustle till the day they die. But we got to build asset income. I spoke about last night about building the pipeline. Not about running with buckets every day. And I know now in Corona and lockdown, there's also opportunities everywhere. Just ask yourself, is this a bucket or is it a pipeline? You already have stresses from your family and your kids and your work and the economy and the government. You don't want to take another project that's more stress. It's not just about the money, it's about your mental health. It's about your peace of mind. What I'm building here, is it a bucket or is it a pipeline? Is it an asset or is it a job? Guys, can you believe it? We haven't even started with the 3 secrets. If you're having fun already, if you're having so much fun, just let me know in the chat section. Just write fun. For those of you that's having fun, let me know. Just write fun. We haven't even started the 3 secrets, and I don't know. I'm just flowing here. I'm feeding off your energy, and let me know who's having fun here so far. Monique, fun. Usha, Jane, Atik, Sonia, Glaze, Kenneth, Zoran, Berenice, Iman, Natasha, Penina, Kimberly, Jeff. Fun. Guys, if we're not having fun, what's the point? I tell people life must be enjoyed, not endured. Awesome. Okay. Secret number 1. Wealthy people do not save. I tell people flat out, I'm against saving. Like, what? Like, I'm against saving. They're like, yeah, but it's better than spending. Yeah, it's better than spending, but you'll never be wealthy. Wealthy people do not save. I did a webinar a couple of years ago. A guy heard my webinar and he said, Richard, I want you on my radio show. And I said, sure, I would love to be there. Just when and where. And what did you like me to speak about? Because as you guys can tell, there's more to me than money. I can speak about anything, consciousness, enlightenment, spirituality. I can speak about anything. So I need a topic. And he said, Richard, speak about this. Do savings suck? So I spoke for a solid hour of how saving sucks. and I don't have all the time to go into that now, but basically, saving sucks for two reasons. Number one, it doesn't beat inflation. And number two, it's not an asset. You see, when the government says CPIX, which is Consumer Price Inflation Index, well done, guys, inflation is 3%, well done. That's an absolute lie. I mean, you guys know, what did you guys spend last year on food and fuel and medical? It wasn't 3%. It wasn't even 5%. Real inflation is between 12 to 15% per year. Because the basket that they are using to measure inflation, the basket of goods and services is so outdated. We don't use most of that stuff anymore. We use Apple, Uber, Netflix, inflation of 12 to 15%. So if you're in a savings account and you're not beating 12 to 15% per year, you're not building real wealth. And that's why wealth people do not save, because it doesn't beat inflation. You see, people think that, the market is risky. No, the biggest risk is inflation, because inflation is guaranteed. The government will never say, well done, inflation for this year is 0%. Never, it's guaranteed. The number one thief of wealth is inflation. And remember, what is the stock market? Warren Buffett says the stock market is just a collection of businesses. So I'm not investing into Bitcoin or the Forex market or derivatives or futures or complicated garbage. No, I'm investing into businesses. And a business you can research. And the more you research something, the risk is reduced. Not eliminated, but reduced. So it's like if you're a business owner, before you employ someone, what do? You do a background check. You do a reference check. You do a credit check. You do the actual interview. What are you doing? You're researching to reducing your risk. You won't eliminate it. That person might be a nut job, you don't know, but you're reducing your risk. It's the exact same with the stock market. You can research businesses and reduce your risk. So they turn their back on the stock market because of all the risk, and they put their money in the savings account, but they expose themselves to the biggest risk of all, inflation. And it's so sad. People say for 10 years, 50 years, by the time that money comes out, they get 60 cents to the buck. Because inflation ate the buying power of that money. And I don't care what the banks call it, money builder, fixed deposit, notes account, the whole system is rigged. How can I say that? Because you and the bank $1,000, they say, okay, you can get 6% interest on that. They lend out that same $1,000 to me at 26% interest. Because I'm young, high risk, whatever. They give you 6% and they keep 20%, but it's your money. And they literally change $1,000 from one window to the other window and pocketed 20%. That's why saving is for broke people. Wealth people don't save, wealth people invest. Because there's not a savings account in the world that beats real inflation. That's how people might as well go spend that money, because inflation is spending it for you. People's like, the government's like, oh, we need to lift the national savings rate of our people. That's not how you make your people prosperous. You cannot save your way into wealth. You invest your way into wealth. The number two reason why I'm against being a saver is because saving is not an asset. What is an asset? Like I mentioned, I spoke at the National Youth Development Agency last year on what is an asset. An asset is anything that appreciates in value. A liability, anything that depreciates in value. An asset is anything that adds money into your pocket. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Because a savings account is not beating inflation. It's not an asset because it's not appreciating in value. And because if it's not appreciating in value, you will never build wealth, because wealth is an accumulation of assets. and a savings account is not an asset. And this is so serious because if my friend says, Richard, invest in this business, you can make a 12% return. I'm like, per year? Yeah, 1% per month. Even if I take that investment at 12% per year, my real inflation is 15%. Apple, Uber, Apple Watch, 15% inflation. I'll lose 3% every year. I'll make a loss on that because at the beginning, I said the most important term for investors is ROI. Take that a step further. We're going deeper now. It's not just your return on investment. It's your real ROI. What is that? It's your ROI less real inflation is your real ROI. So someone says invest here, you can make 12% per annum. Okay, minus my inflation, real inflation, 15%, I'll make a negative 3% for the whole year. Thank you very much for wasting my time and losing my money. And it's the same with those retirement annuities and those endowment policies and those tax-free savings accounts. That stuff doesn't grow. That stuff doesn't grow. And then you meet your broker the next year and you mad at him because the thing never grew. He's mad at you because you don't want to increase it. It's a big mess. Because those products are old and outdated. Wealthy people do not use unit trusts. They go directly into assets. Stock market, property market. They buy businesses and invest in themselves. They don't waste time with brokers. Brokers make you broke. Okay, but on a serious note, use your brokers for life insurance, estate planning, for that important stuff. But for investments, do it yourself, guys. Do it yourself. All they're going to do is build fancy head offices with your money. They're going to build fancy adverts with your money. Go direct. People say, what about ETFs? ETF is just a tracker fund. You'll never beat the market by tracking the market. You got to go in individual stocks. Warren Buffett is worth $80 billion, not through ETFs, not through tracker funds, through individual stocks. And all you have to do is do your research. Do your research. But still be broke. There's one way to build wealth, that's through investing. I have a question for you guys. What do you guys think? Would I have retired at the age of 24 by being a saver? Let me know, yes or no, in the chat section. Would I have retired at that young age with a savings account? You'll never hear a wealthy person saying, guys, I made my fortune off a fixed deposit or a notice account. Not in a million years. I'm loving the comments here. No, nope, 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 nope. Yes or no, guys? Would I have retired at the age of 24 by being a saver? Hell no. Hell no. Saving is for broke people. You cannot save your way into wealth. Secret number 2. And this is the second secret. Are you guys ready? If you guys are ready, in the chat section, let me know. Write down hashtag number 2. Let me know you guys are ready. So secret number 1 is you cannot save your way into wealth. Wealth people do not save. I'm against saving. Secret number 2. Are you guys ready? Who's ready for it? Let me see the hashtags number 2. Strategy number 2. Love it. People say I'm ready. Yes, yes. Number 2. Let's do this. Guys, I'm loving the energy. Come on, let's lift this. Let's lift this. Number 2. Are you guys ready for it? Wealthy people do not trade. They do not trade. Guys, be careful of the people running around with Bitcoin and crypto this, crypto that. Bitcoin is for broke people. How do I know that? Because I'm obsessed with the Forbes list, the top 100 wealthiest people in the world, and none of them made their money through Bitcoin. The wealthiest people on Forbes list, none of them made their money through the Forex market. That's for broke people. I got 10 millionaires on my phone. None of them have made their money through Bitcoin or crypto or Forex. Wealthy people don't trade. Wealthy people invest. 3 reasons why I'm against being a trader. A trader speculates, trying to time the market, when to get in, when to get out. They spend their whole lives behind the laptop, wasting their lives. buying and selling shares 5 times a day, and they're wasting money on platform commissions because be careful of those trading platforms because the whole system is rigged. Whether you make a win or a loss, the platform doesn't care. They still take the commissions. So you buying and selling, making profits and losses, profit and losses. Whether you make a profit or a loss, they pull the commission fee, and the fees are racing up. And I tell people, what is the goal of business? Not to make money, it's to make a profit. You can make $1 million in revenue. If $1 million leaves the back door in expenses, you made nothing. All that hard work to make $1 million in sales, but you didn't watch your back door, you made nothing. All because you forgot about profit margins. And the traders are buying and selling, the fees is racing up, eating into their profits. So it's wasting their money. And it's a waste of time. You know, if you think about it, where you will be 12 months from now depends on 2 things. We can become philosophical, religious, but we only have 2 things. Where you will be 12 months from now will depend on how do you spend your time and how do you spend your money. Time and money. Time and money. Crazy, eh? And for me, to be a trader is a waste of my time and a waste of my money. So what is the difference? What is the difference? I don't know if you guys watched Wolf of Wall Street, the one with Leo and the old one with Michael and Douglas. That's about being a trader. We call them the cowboys of the market. And the traders are the ones that mess up the oil price, mess up the gold price, mess up the stock price, because they don't know what they're doing. They are looking for patterns and trends and heads and shoulders, whatever stuff they make up in their heads, because they can't do a proper fundamental analysis. What is the fundamentals? The fundamentals is the nuts and the bolts of the company. You see, you might tell a trader, 5 years from now, we're going to expand into China. 10 years from now, we're going to expand into India. And they'll fall in love with the story. You can't fool an investor. An investor's like, that's a nice story. Can I see your spreadsheets? Can I see your balance sheets? Because numbers don't lie. An investor doesn't speculate. An investor looks at the fundamentals. What do I mean? Is your business profitable? What are your sales? What are your earnings? What is your depreciation? What are your losses? Who is the management team here? Who is running this business? What is their track record? Because you can have the best product and service. If it's run by bad people, they'll run that business into the ground. And this business model, is it aggressive or is it dying? And what I shared with you now is actually my 3 secrets I look at before I buy is every share. It's the 3 things Warren Buffett looks at before he buys a share. It's the 3 things Robert Kiyosaki looks at before he buys a property. It's the 3 things Mark Zuckerberg looks at before he buys Instagram, before he buys WhatsApp. The business model. Number 1, is it aggressive? Number 2, the management team. Are they growth thinkers, or are they blaming the government, or are they blaming Corona, or are they standing in their power and say, we will turn this around, we will fix this, we will change this? And the balance sheets. Numbers don't lie. And that's what we call the fundamentals. Where you spend these 2 things, time and money, will determine where you'll be 12 months from now. And you guys, I know that you will be better off 12 months from now because you spent your time investing on this webinar. There's people that registered for this webinar, they're not here. And 1 year from now, they will blame everyone for their problems except for them. But you guys took the time to grow your number 1 asset, which is between our 2 ears, our mindset. Our mindset. So don't be distracted by the noise. You see, the market will go up and down, up and down. I just want to say, this is my first graph, guys, and we've been at this now for 1 hour, and this is my first graph. I think for a finance guy, I deserve a pat on the back. But seriously, I like to keep things simple. There's no point in adding fancy jargon and terms. I like to break things down to the bare minimum. Like, if you want to be wealthy, don't save. If you want to be wealthy, don't trade. I tell people, if you want to be wealthy, look what broke people do and do the opposite. Look what broke people read and read the opposite. Look what broke people watch and watch the opposite. Success leaves clues. That's why I'm obsessed with the Forbes list. I study that list. Because if I can mirror the seeds, I'll get. There's this arrow there that says overpriced. Let's just use Apple for an example. Please, it's just an example. Don't go buy Apple. It's just an example. Let's say, and I saw that Apple is only worth 100 US. I don't buy Apple because it's overpriced. It's $20 overpriced. People say, no, buy it. It's on the front page of the newspaper. It's a good company. It may be a good company, but it's a bad investment. Why? I can't make a profit on it. If you overpay for assets, you'll never build wealth. All I do is I wait for a pullback in the market, and when Apple is at 80 US, I buy it. I don't buy it because it's a scandal or a rumor. I buy it for one reason. It's undervalued. According to my research, this Apple is worth 100 US dollars. It's selling for $80. I buy it because it's a profit opportunity of $20. It's undervalued. Are you guys with me? The stock market is the only place that people freak out when prices fall. I mean, if there was a Ferrari showroom and the prices got slashed by half price, people would love it. It's the exact same with the stock market. When prices fall, it's because people want to buy high and sell higher. That's it. Warren Buffett only buys shares that are undervalued. Robert Kiyosaki only buys property that is undervalued. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, they only buy businesses that are undervalued. I became financially free in 3.5 years. I only did it through undervalued shares. I didn't buy shares that are racing away. Never overpay for stuff. Warren Buffett says, price is what you pay, value is what you get. You always have to look for value. You'll see it. Businesses that will pass Corona and come out stronger on the other side of Corona are businesses that add value. People that hold their clients for life, that have loyalty with their clients, are people that add value. Always look for value. I tell people, if a share has hit the front page of the newspaper, it's too late. There's too much media attention there and it's overpriced. And the higher you pay for shares, you squeeze in your profit margin. Remember, it's not to make money, it's to make a profit. And the easiest way to boost profitability of any business is to cut costs. Why? Because then you boost your profit margin. And being an investor, I cut my costs because I'm not buying and selling shares every day. I buy shares once a month. And then I hold it for 6 to 12 months. And the market can go up and down, up and down. I don't panic because I'm an investor. I know why I bought that share in the first place, because I saw value. Warren Buffett has an amazing story about the crazy neighbor. He says investing is like farming. Let's say you have a farm and you know how much the farm produces, right? And because of how much the farm produces, you know the worth of the farm. So because this farm produces X amount, this farm is worth $1,000 US. But now your crazy neighbor comes and knocks on the door and says, "Did you $800 US?" Like, oh, okay. Is that so? Next week, your neighbor comes screaming. He's like, "Oh my word, the market is crashing. Your farm is now worth $500 US." Like, oh my word, this neighbor is now freaking out. The next week, he says, "Your farm is worth $200. It's crazy out there. Do you want to sell it?" And are you thinking, oh my word, he said the value of my farm went from $1,000 to $800 to $500. Now it's at $200. If I don't sell now, it will be worth nothing. And then you sell the farm. And that's how people lose money. You see, you don't lose money because of the market. People lose money because they panicked and sold. The stock market doesn't take money from anyone. When you sell out, you cash in at losses. If you hold it, you'll never make a loss because the market recovers. It works in cycles. You see, an investor will never sell the farm because an investor knows, I don't care what my crazy neighbor is shouting out numbers, what he thinks my farm is worth. I don't care. I know what my farm is worth. He can say it's worth 200. I don't care. I know. I did the research. My farm is worth $1,000. And that investor just holds the farm. 6 months later, the farm moves from 1,000 to 2,000. A year later, it moves from 2,000 to 4,000. And you cash in on your profits. You see, the trader is the guy that panicked and sold. Every time there's a crisis, they panic and sell every day. The crazy neighbor is those market analysts shouting out fear into the media. You know what, There was a reporter that asked Warren Buffett, why after all these years do you still live in Omaha? Because he's a multi-billionaire. And he says, I love this small town because we get little news flow. He said if he had to follow the advice on the guys on Wall Street, he'd have been broke today. You know what, I mean, I bought now for 7 months, and I've made the most money it's ever. Not from my businesses, from the stock market. Because I'm in such a place of peace. I don't listen to the news. I don't surround myself with negative people. And the more blessed I am, the more I can be a blessing. But you got to protect your mind. Like I tell people, your mind is a garden. Feed it with the best seeds. That's when the morning I always have my mind feed before my news feed. Because when I have my mind feed, I know I'm not a victim of the economy. I create my own economy. Are you guys getting this? We're not victims, we're creators. We are creators every day. So what I've explained was a fundamental analysis where the true value, which is the 100 US dollars, exceeds the stock price of $80. I buy it because it's cheaper for the actual value. But many people flip it around. They buy it when the stock price is higher than the true value. They want to buy high and sell higher. That's the dumbest thing you can do. You buy undervalued shares. And that's why the rich become richer in recessions, because every crisis is an opportunity. The stock market is on sale. And it's not our fault. We didn't cause the crisis. We are just making the best out of a situation, because the more blessed we are, the more we can be the blessing. Your brokenness can't help anyone. But when you're blessed, you can be the blessing. But it's all about mindset. The poor become poorer because they see the crisis as a doom and gloom. The rich become richer because they see the crisis is as an opportunity. And that is the difference between a trader and an investor. One word: fundamentals. Fundamentals. There's many people asking, how do you calculate the value of an intrinsic value? We will get to that at the end. But for now, I need you to understand these concepts, that if you want to be a cowboy on the market, if you want to play around in the stock market every day, you're going to lose money. The more you play with your seed, the more you lose money. The more you leave it and let it grow, the more you make money. Remember, the whole purpose of the stock market is not for you to work it. It's for you to let it work for you. It's a pipeline. It's not a bucket. So don't approach the stock market with a bucket mentality. Oh, I must work this thing. I must watch this thing. No. If you step back, you actually make more money. Many people, when they step out of their businesses make more money. So 3 reasons why I'm for investing is I've made a lot of money investing, not being a trader. Investing is based on the fundamentals of the company, not speculating. Very important, guys. Never forget what we are doing here. Investors invest in the business. We're not worried about the economy and the politics and the governments. No. The more you ignore the noise, the more money you make. The more you research the business, the more money you make. The stock market is a collection of businesses. We are buying businesses here. If you remember that, you'll make a lot of money. Warren Buffett says news is noise. Block out the noise. Research the company. And investing is more passive, so I can spend my valuable time with the more important things in my life. And I'm a big philanthropist, so I love to pour my passions into movements and causes. And I can do that because I'm not behind my laptop all day trying to buy and sell shares and trying to work in my business. No. I'm financially free. And it's not about the money, it's about the freedom. Guys, we literally have to buy our freedom because we're born in a system that says get a good report, to go to a good university, to get a good job, and retire and die. But many people can't retire now. They have to retire with a small house and small car. They have to live like a student and they've been working for 40 years, 50 years, all because they took outdated advice from broke people. You see, we're living in the new economy. You can't be using the old way of thinking. The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And people want to take retirement advice from a broker that earns a salary. Someone that has a 9 to 5 job can't advise you on retirement. Someone that is retired can hand you advice on retirement. If you need 5 million to retire, someone that's earning like 20K a month can't get you there. Can't get you there. And that's why I tell people, if you want to be wealthy, take advice from someone that's wealthy. If you want to be broke, take advice from people that are broke. And people's like, oh, Richard, why weren't we taught these things in school? A teacher can't teach you how to make money because they don't have money. And I said that with utmost respect. I learned so much things about life and lessons from my teachers, but nothing about money. I love my parents and stuff, and I take their advice on culture and family and religion, but I can't take their advice on money because they don't have any money. And if I take their advice, I won't have any money. If you want to be successful financially, you need to take advice from someone that is financially successful. Judge a tree by its fruits. And then just remember, don't focus on the fruits, focus on the seeds. It's not about the big house and the big life. Have a coffee with that person. Then you find out, oh, the sacrifices they went through, the seeds they sowed, the years it took. And then you realize, are you sure I really want this? It's about the sacrifice first and then the reward. But question number 2, what do you guys think? Would I have retired at the age of, at 24 by being a trader with some cryptocurrency or some Bitcoin or some Forex market? Do you guys think out of being financially free at the age of 24 by being a trader? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat section. Yes or no? And I know what you guys think. Hell no. Oh, and you got it. We can stop it right there. And hell no. Out of never being financially free, being a trader. Guys, traders are broke. Investors are wealthy. How do I know? There is no Bitcoin traders on the top 100 Forbes list. There is share investors, property investors, and business owners. There's no traders. Okay, secret number 3. Guys, we're on our final secret. Can you believe it? So sad, but this is the last one. Are you guys ready for it? Let me know in the chat section. Hashtag number 3. We're going to do this. Secret number 3. Our third and final secret. Remember strategy number 1. If you want to be wealthy, stop saving. You cannot save your way into wealth. You invest your way there. Number 2, strategy number 2. If you want to be wealthy, stop trading. Stop wasting your time on the Forex market and Bitcoins. You cannot trade your way into wealth. You invest your way there. I'm loving all this hashtags 3 coming through. Hashtag secret number 3. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's get it. Are you guys ready? Wealthy people do not have jobs. What? But this is the very thing we are trained for in school and university to get a job. Robert Kiyosaki calls a job. Are you guys ready for this? Just over broke. It's like, oh, you have a job. You're just over broke. I never said that. Robert Kiyosaki said that. But if you have a job, you're just over broke. Guys, this is the secret of the wealthy. He who owns the house always wins. He who works for the house will always get a small slice. If you want to win, you have to own the house. You want to own your shares. You want to own the property. You want to own your business. Wealth is about ownership. A job, you don't own anything. a job, you're making the owner rich, the founder rich. You're building his vision. You're building her vision. Last year, when I still had a lot of speaking events before Corona, there was a guy at my event, and he looked all sad. And I said, "What's wrong, my brother?" He said, No, Richard, I was just retrenched. I'm unemployed now." I said, "My brother, that's the best news I've heard all day, because you are halfway there to being mega wealthy." How do I know that? Top 100 people, none of them have jobs. How do they rank people on the Forbes top 100 list? Not according to their salaries. None of them have jobs. They're ranked according to the net worth of the assets. We got to lose that paycheck mentality, lose that salary mentality. We got to have an assets mentality. The name of the game is assets. You'll never hear a wealthy person say, "Oh, I just hope my boss gives me a pay rise. I hope I get a promotion from my boss. I hope I get a bonus." No. A wealthy person is like, "How's your stock portfolio looking? How's your real estate portfolio looking? How is your businesses looking? What are they saying? They're saying, how is your asset base? Is it growing?" Remember what I said last night? Wealth is an accumulation of assets over time. Forget about salaries and promotion. The more you earn, the more tax you pay. It doesn't make sense. Get into assets. Get into assets. It's all about the net worth of your assets. That's the 6 richest people in the world there. And I must remove the slide because she was the youngest billionaire on the planet, and then it came out that they overinflated their wealth, so then she was removed from the Forbes list. But Jay-Z, not the white guy, that's Warren Buffett. Jay-Z became the first billionaire rapper on the planet. And here's the thing, he never made it through rap. He made it through investment into art, his champagne business, and stocks. He was one of the first investors into Uber. But what's my point? Why am I saying this? He never became a billionaire through rap. Rap was his active income. Your active income will never make you wealthy. Your active income will get you the cash flow to get into assets. So at the beginning, when you start out and you're hustling and you're grinding and you're working, you're building your active income for the cash flow. But there has to come a time. Mine was 3.5 years, or yours will be 10 years, or yours might even be 2 months. Who knows? But there has to become a time where you shift over into asset income. Because everyone in the Forbes list, they earn all asset income, no active income. The 99% of the world just live off active income. And then they hit the brick wall when there's Corona and lockdown, because now they can't run out to fill their buckets anymore because they didn't build pipelines. And that's why this is so important. That's why I told Brian, I'll be there for the summit, I'll be there for this webinar, because I want to help people build assets. Wealth is not the fancy lifestyle. It's about building assets. Like I said, if I hand you $1 million US, where would you do it? Where would you put that? Wealthy people, they just have a column in their brain. They put that $1 million on the asset side of the column, thinking, how can I grow this? The rest of the people put that $1 million on the liabilities. How can I spend it? Same million, different mindset. Different mindset. Warren Buffett is my #1 mentor of all time. He bought his first share when he was age 11. Crazy, 11. Thinking, what? Where was I at 11? Probably playing in the street with tires and bricks. Warren Buffett was buying shares. At age 7, he read his first investment book. At age 12, he read all the investment books in Omaha Library. At age 12. What was he doing? He was becoming wealth. He was on his journey of becoming. And then he got his first mentor, which was Benjamin Graham, which was his lecturer at Columbia Business School, and Benjamin became his mentor. Warren was becoming. becoming. And he turns 90 this year. He's still becoming. He's still becoming. He still flies around the world. Okay, well, before Corona, he still teaches and shares because it's what he does. That's what I tell people. Wealth, it's not an event. It's not it's overnight thing. It's a lifestyle. Warren Buffett will buy shares until he dies. I will buy shares until I die. It's what we do. It's a part of our life. It's like you buy airtime, you buy electricity, you buy shares. It's something we buy. And I mean, for me, it's a positive addiction. It's something that doesn't harm my life. It makes my life better because it's an asset. And then the better my life is, it benefits everyone around me. And right now it's worth 82.5 billion US dollars. He's the world's wealthiest share investor. People ask me, why is Warren Buffett my mentor? If you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. Who is your mentor? Show me your mentor, I will show you your ceiling. There's a thing known as the law of the lid. You will never outgrow your mentor. And that's why people, they can't reach their full potential because they stayed in an environment too long. They've outgrown their environment years ago, but they stay there because they want to be a big fish in a small pond. No, go be a small fish in a big pond. There's a big world out there. Spread your wings, but don't be in an environment that you've outgrown. Saran says, Richard. Thanks, guys. Wow, that's kind of you, my brother. Thank you. But do you know what's the main difference between successful people and unsuccessful people? Because I went studying, why does one person is a successful person and another person is unsuccessful? They can be from the same family, from the same school, from the same area, but the one person will be success and the other one will be unsuccessful. What do you guys think? Just one word. Write it down in the chat section. Let me know. What makes one person successful and what makes another person unsuccessful? Sonia says mindset. That's so true. Come on, guys. Let me know. What makes one person successful? What makes another person successful? Mindset, action. Mindset, 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 mindset. Habits, hunger. Awesome, guys. Daily habits, goals, knowledge, mindset, complacency. Great. And invested, discipline, discipline. Action, action. These are all great, guys. I love your one words. This is my one word. What separates a successful person from an unsuccessful person? My one word is, are you guys ready for it? Accountability. Accountability. You know, the day I had a mentor that I was accountable to was the day I reached more and more of my potential. People love to attend big events, and I'm not knocking events. I have an events business. Events are great catalysts to wake you up. But the power comes in the follow-through. The power comes when you go home Monday morning. So they love to sit at the back. They can take down notes, put it on their bed, put it on the toilet. No one's going to follow up on them. But when you have someone that knows your name, when you have someone that you're accountable to, that's when you reach your full potential. How do I know this? Because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. In my own life, when I had a coach, I knew that someone is waiting for me. I knew someone knows my name. I knew someone knew what I was up to. And a coach is someone that says, when we met, this was your 10 goals. You've reached 5 of them. Well done. Let's celebrate this. Let's celebrate you. And now let's speak about the 5 that you never reached. What was the challenges? What was the obstacles? Never change the goals. Wealthy people never change their goals. You just change your approach. You see, many people start the year out with massive intentions. No one starts the year out to fail. Yes, everyone starts the year out optimistic. But then they hit the first challenge, and then they shrink back, they pull back, and they change their goals. Never shrink back, never pull back. I had a friend that launched a business, and then I stopped, and then he stopped. I said, why did you stop? He's like, no, it was the universe saying, now is not the right time. I was like, the universe, eh? Well, what he was saying was, he hit his first challenge, and he gave up. Wealthy people are wealthy because they push through against all odds. Warren Buffett never came from money. He bought his first share when he was 11. He had a job as a paper route, newspaper, like delivery guy, had a lemonade stand. That's how he got his money to buy shares. All those guys, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, they never came from money. I never came from money. I was broke. Like you guys know, the broke student life. But you need a coach. Even Warren Buffett had his coach, Benjamin Graham. Robert Kiyosaki had a coach, his rich dad, which was not his actual dad. His actual dad was a teacher. And it's in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He called his actual dad the poor dad. And he called his best friend's dad his rich dad. That was in businesses. And what Robert saw, the more degrees you have, the broker you are. He says, oh, you have a PhD. You're poor, hungry, and desperate. I was like, what? But that's what Robert says in his book. He says the market doesn't care about your degrees, doesn't care about the letters behind your name. The market cares, can you help them? And we know the saying, no one cares about how much you know until they know how much you care. And all Olympian athletes have a coach. You'll never meet a serious athlete that doesn't have a coach. Yet I meet people like lots of people used to run up to me after. I just want to be financially free. I said, where's your coach? And they're like, what? Like, yeah, where's your coach? A coach is someone that has already done it. So you can just copy them. You can just mirror them. Don't reinvent the wheel. You just find successful people and model them. Warren Buffett proved it. Robert Kiyosaki proved it. All those gold medal, his athletes prove it. I would never be financially free today if it wasn't for Warren Buffett. I'm financially free not because of my degree, not because of my professors. Professors used to lecture us on business strategy, business management. They've never started a single business in their life. Riding to university on their bicycles. They can't teach you how to be wealthy because they're not wealthy. Before I read the book, I check the author. I don't read newspapers and magazines. It's written by journalists that are broke. If you want to be successful, learn from people that are successful. And watch broke people and do the opposite. I just had to put that one in there. So this is one of my favorite quotes of all time. It's from the late Jim Rohn. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is my favorite quote of all time because this was my life story. I was in debt and broke because my closest 5 people in my life was in debt and broke. When I changed my circle, my bank account changed. People laugh, but it's the truth. When I changed my circle, my bank account changed because we are the average of the closest 5 people in our life. Check your own life. Your net worth is the average of the closest 5 people in your circle. Change your network. Change your net worth. It is linked. So what's your next step? So I have this inner circle where I'm the wealth coach. If I can do for people what Warren Buffett did for me, that ends me significance. Because I'm financially free, but when I know that people is also being uplifted and empowered and financially free, that's what ends me purpose and significance. So important if you want a health coach, if you want someone to help you with your marriage, your relationship, that's someone else. I'm your wealth coach. And it's all about building relationships and results. So I don't sell products. I don't need the money. I make money off my shares, my gold, my properties, my businesses. I want to build relationships with you. And that's why my circle is for 12 months. Because I've seen for many people, when you ask them, what's your 5-year vision, 10-year vision, it's a bit too far for people. And And 1 month is way too short. 12 months, it's perfect. And it's everyone that's in my circle, we have one focus, one goal, one result. To make this next 12 months, you must wealth this year so far. That's our focus. We have one focus. To make this next 12 months, you must wealth this year so far. Who here wants this result? Let me know in the chat section. I want to hear yes. Yes, yes. Who wants to make this next 12 months, you must wealth this year in the planet? I don't care what happened in the past. That is spilled milk. That is water under the bridge. This can be your reset button here tonight. This can be your change. When I was in the debt space and the broke space, I'm not mad at myself. I'm not angry at myself. That is all I knew at the time. But when I know better, I do better. Don't be mad at yourself if you've been saving in stuff that doesn't grow for 10 years and 50 years. Don't be mad at yourself. This can be a fresh start. Is every new seed will have a new fruit, and it's not your fault, because no one can act above the level of consciousness. That was your conscious level, and now tonight you got to upgrade. Tonight you got to level up. He's listening now to me for 90 minutes. That's 90 minutes of seeds into the garden of your mind, and you will reap a fruit. I'm getting so excited for you, because nothing will be the same after tonight. Once you see stuff, you can't unsee it. I remember when I read my first Warren Buffett book, my whole mindset was changed. 9 books later, it's every day we just evolve. And I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. In my life, I have 4 mentors right now, because I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and that is what it's about. We are on this journey of growing. We grow together. So I've got all the yeses here of people that want to make the next 12 months the most wealth this year in the planet. I will be sharing my 12 stock picks for 12 months. Yes, that's right. Yes, everyone in my circle, I share with them the shares I bought so they can mirror me. And I specialize in 2 markets, the US market, which is the New York Stock Exchange, and the NASDAQ, and then the South African market, the JSE. So no matter where you're from, what you're from in the world, you can buy shares that I research. You just need an offshore account at your bank. It's very easy. And I'm there to help you and coach you, because I know there's a lot of noise out there, and that's why I do what I do. Because I love to help people, and I love to see people actually grow in their mindset, but also in their bank balance. So I specialize in the US market because it's the biggest market in the world, and South African market. I am proudly South African. South Africa is one of the top 5 emerging economies on the planet. We are one of the BRICS nations, which is the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Every month, I research 1 share from the US market and 1 share from the South African market. And yes, a resident in the Philippines, you can invest in the US market. You just need an offshore account. And people in my circle, I recommend platforms for you. So I'm there to help you and coach you. You won't always invest in winning shares. So a trader has a success rate of 5 out of 10. So that means out of the 10 shares they pick, 5 are winners, 5 are losers. My success rate at the moment is 8 out of 10. Out of the 10 shares I pick, 8 of them are winners because of 2 things: hedging and power of value investing. Now, I don't have a lot of time to explain hedging now, but like I said, I like to break things down simply. Hedging is basically when you're covering your ass. It's like your insurance policy is on your shares. So I insure myself with gold. Whenever I buy a share, I buy a gold share also. Why? Because when the stock market falls, the gold price shoots up, because the gold has a perception of a safe haven, and it's been like that for centuries. The value of gold is not linked to a government or a currency. It's an economy. It has its own embedded value. So when the stock market takes a dip, I make money in my gold shares. And when the stock market booms, I make money in my core shares. What if I'm in up or down, I make money because I hedge myself. Every share I buy, I hedge it to the gold share. And yes, in my monthly share report, I recommend the shares that I bought, and I recommend the hedge share. So you can mirror me precisely. And the power of value investing, like I took a lot of time explaining, I just invest in shares that are undervalued. Warren Buffett is worth $82 billion because he only invests in undervalued shares. I never is overpay for his assets. And I've seen it now with Corona. People's like, oh, you must buy Netflix shares, you must buy Zoom shares, you must buy Facebook shares. Come on, guys, be more creative than that. Those shares are overpriced. It's already priced in. You got to look deeper. The gold and the oil is deep. You got to drill. You got to drill. So I've just been profiled by the Intelligent Millionaires Network, and they said I've built an investment empire. But yeah, what I like was they said I've helped countless people build a share portfolio and take profits without a broker. And that's what I love. I love that my existence makes a difference. Because when we die, we can't take any of this money with us. The question that I just ask myself every night when I put my head on the pillow, did I make a contribution this day? Whose life did I make better? Did my existence make a difference here today? And maybe that's a question, I don't know who needs to hear this, but what is the difference that you want to make on the planet? Let that be your end goal. And the money is the means goal. And you get the money not for the sake of money, but to empower you to make a bigger difference. You see, many people want to help the world and change the world. You must first help yourself. You cannot help out of an empty cup. You got to fill your cup first. That's why I make a joke with people. I say, there's the pessimist sees the cup half empty. There's optimist sees the cup half full. I'm not just an optimist. My cup's not half full. I'm blessed. My cup runneth over. Because what's in the cup is for me and my family. What runs over is for you. And so it's not about the money. It's about the more money you have, the more empowered you are to make that difference on a bigger scale. Warren Buffett is my number one mentor, not because he's worth 80 billion. It's because he's one of the biggest philanthropists of all time. So far, he's handed away. He's almost more than 40 billion US dollars. 40 billion US dollars. He gave it away. When he dies, 99% of his money is for charity. See, so be careful of the people that say, oh, money is bad, money is evil, money will change you. No. Money is not bad. Money is a tool. Money is like a hammer. You can either build a children's home or build a brothel. Same hammer. Money doesn't change you. Money reveals you. Money is like an amplifier. So if you make your first million and you help 1 million people, that reveals a lot about your character. If you make your first million and you do stupid stuff with it, that reveals a lot about your character. Money just reveals you. So this is how it works. Every member of my circle gets a 15-page share research report every month, 12 months on the share that I'm buying for my personal portfolio. And I'll never recommend a share that I'm not holding. So we share the risk here. So you know exactly what share I bought for that month. And you don't have to read the full report. You can if you want to, but the share name is on the front page. So you literally go into your online profile at your own bank. It's the safest, it's the cheapest. And you type in the share that I bought. You click 1,000 US, buy. 6 months later, 6 to 12 months later, you'll get the sell signal from me. That's right. I message people in my circle when to sell so they can mirror my profits. What's the point if you buy shares but you don't know when to sell? And I tell people, this will be the most wealthiest year of your life. But all you have to do is be coachable. Be coachable. On what? I'm not going to coach you on your marriage and your religion and your health. No, I'm just going to coach you on wealth because that's what I know. Shares what I know, and I teach what I know. And as long as you're coachable and teachable, you will make a lot of money because you're buying what I'm buying and you're selling when I'm selling. And we know there's not a guarantee. There's risk. But this is research risk. The more you research something, the risk is reduced. We're not buying Bitcoin in the Forex market, we're buying businesses that are researched. 15 pages of research every month. And you get accountability from it, because like I said, it's accountability that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. And you get access to my personal his email that only a few people have. And I think this might be the last time that I will be putting out my personal email to people is in my circle, because my circle has just grown so much. So we're going to close this. So this might be the last time where you get access to my personal email address. I don't think people actually realize it, but I get my mails on my phone. I'm here to coach you. I'm here to help you. And because I know there's a lot of noise out there. And I mean, even if you 50 or 60 or 70 or is 80, I have people of all his ages in my circle. And they all make money because of one word. They are all coachable. You see, in the past, illiterate were people that couldn't read or write. Right now, illiterate people are those that refuse to unlearn, learn, and relearn. As long as you're open to learning, there is no limit to how much you can earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. And I'm there to rub off on you for 12 months. People's like, what will happen after this 12 months? I don't know if I will renew it again. I first want to see if people actually mirror me exactly, that you actually bought the share. Because if you don't buy the share, you wasted your money on the research. So if I see that you use me, you use my research, you use my personal email address, then I might renew it after 1 year. And yes, Indian residents, no matter from where you are in the world, you can use my research, because it's you just need an offshore account where you can buy shares offshore on the US market and in the South African market. And we live in the global economy now. It's a lot easier than you think, and I will be there to help you. I'll be your coach for 12 months. So would you agree this time has been well spent so far? I can't cover everything in this masterclass. So there's a special offer, but it's only for those that act fast. Because look, guys, I only want people in my circle that see opportunity and take action. Because if I must recommend a share and you take 2 weeks, you take a month, you take 2 months to buy it, you're going to miss it. And the power is actually buying the share. So old habits die hard. So don't be mad at yourself for saving or trading, retirement annuities, endowment policies. Don't be mad at yourself. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes. Just leave the past in the past. Don't relive the past. For a lot of you tonight will be such an important night for you. It will be your night of reset. So you'll be thrilled to know that 12 research reports, 12 sell signals, I literally tell you when to sell so you can mirror my returns, and accountability